What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Flying, get on board. We're smiling on top of the world. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Flying, get on board. We're soaring on top of the world. Flying, get on board. We're soaring on top of the world.
Oh my goodness, we have finally got it restarted. Trying this for the umpteenth time, folks. This is not an easy flight we're trying to record specifically for YouTube. Normally, flying with Mike. Oh, by the way, welcome aboard, Flying with Mike. Sorry about that. Got right into it. Got lost there in all of the oh my gosh, going on. Yeah, welcome aboard, folks. I hope you all enjoy this special run. Now, it's technically not. Now, we actually videoed this flight a couple of days ago while we did our live stream. However, I'm really trying to put together um, a flight where we at only at the most one time go around. And I'm finding this option pretty difficult. And folks, if you give it a try, I highly recommend it. You give it a try. St. Barts, Tango Fox Fox Juliet. Very tricky approach. And let me rephrase that. Very tricky approach for this guy. May not be for you. You may just boom, 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 right in and go, what was so hard about that there, Flying with Mike? And I'll go, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, Mr. Professional. But anyway, give it a try. You know, that's our big motto here, folks. We try to move you from the armchair to the computer and do some great flying online. Or even better, get in your airplane or head down to the FBO, get your license, rent a plane, and head down there. Now, granted, it's going to take you a couple of days to get to the Caribbean, but fly it yourself. Give it a shot in the real world. Ooh. By the way, you need special training for this runway in the real world. And I believe that's anyone attempting this airport. I'm not going to go that far to say it is that way, but I guarantee you if you're flying one of these or Islanders, anything commercial, you will have a special certification because it is tricky. It's a strictly visual approach airport. So that puts restrictions in place to start with already. And hopefully the screen didn't wig out on y'all. But it is a challenge, folks. One, to find, two, to actually land on. And if you ever go on YouTube, look up St. Bart approaches, and yeah, they're not as easy as the professionals make it look. Oh, didn't mean to yawn in your ears there, folks. Oh, but anyway, um, So today's flight, we're going to try it in the for the third or fourth or fifth time in the Thranda Caravan. Now, part of my problem could be aircraft here on the ramp. Um, it gets very touchy, some of the controls on it. So that could be not, could be part of my problem. Again, as I've said many a times, I don't know if that falls to Thronda, X-plane combination, both, but it's a possibility. Or it's just that guy behind the stick that just overdoes it. That's another possibility. So, we'll see how this works out. Sitting on the ramp, Charlie 12. What's it say behind us? Charlie 12. Let's get going, shall we? Weather. Well, let's get in the aircraft here, and then we'll do our pre-brief. And that's never a good sign. I can't see St. Bart's out in the distance. Yikes. Are we marginal again? We sure are. Broken at 2,900 feet. Okay. Well, we'll give it a couple seconds, see if weather will rebound. Boy, look at all the sail. Is that all the sailboats? Hang on a second. Um, I do love showing off this new scenery. Um, X-Plane in this latest update, as of this week, beta 1 for 1.1.2, has a new terminal, new tower, and other things on Princess Juliana Airport, TNCM. Just phenomenal. Plus Saba, plus, oh no, I don't see any sailboats now. That was a weird effect. I don't know what that was. I really don't see St. Bart's up. Barely can, usually you can make it. Oh, it's hard to tell, folks. But anyway, yeah, see that effect? That is kind of weird. Maybe it's the clouds. I don't know. We had a weird effect earlier on an island out here, so who knows? We'll see what happens. But anyway, um, and it updated St. Bart's. So the terminals at all three of those airports, Saba, St. Bart's, and Sint Maarten, been updated. The airports themselves, the sceneries around them. You got more ships moving all over the world. Phenomenal. And not just carriers and destroyers for helicopter types, but all types of ships. So you have that. It was a really good update. And then November 8033 Fox, which you do see here from time to time on YouTube, a lot of times on Twitch, made a phenomenal update. And, it's phenomenal in that it helps, but it's still very difficult to see. And there isn't much you can do about that. I get it. But he made a great update to St. Bart's. And all he did was made sure you had both windsocks in place so you knew where the corridor was for the runway, as in the real world. One of the only things micro or X-plane missed. So really great, great approach. I mean, everything about it is great. There are some hints where to turn and all of that, but overall, great job, guys. Great job. Thranda, great airplane. You guys ought to get it. It's over at the X-Plane store. Look it up. Thranda, Cessna 208. You get the 675, the Grand Caravan with float options, with amphib options, and of course the Cargo Master that FedEx and DHL, UPS, all of them love to use. So check those things out. Lastly, folks, we normally on a daily basis stream over at Twitch. So if you go into the description, click more, you may have to do it twice. You'll find our Twitch handle there, click on it, head over there, find out when we're live. And, well, I can tell you, we'll be live again tomorrow, Monday. That'll be, for those curious, August 26th, after or at or around 1300 Central Time or 1800 Zulu. So that is our game plan. Sometimes we come on early, sometimes we don't. Mondays is a day we devote pretty heavily to job searching. So, all right. And with that, folks, let's get the pre-flight going here. Um, and for that, what we use is Sim Toolkit. All right, so you can see, again, folks, if you're looking for that flight, now, granted, this one has humongous challenges in post. The challenge is at St. Bart's, not getting to it, folks. It's 25 miles at best. Boy, I just had a big, loud beep in my ears, and I don't know why. That was weird. Um, so this ought to be on your radar to go try and fly. So, all right. So as you can see, we are going to be flying 8 passengers, 1,600 pounds of payload with just the passengers. And then you got to factor in 400 more pounds, making it 2,000, obviously, for the crew, plus the people who come on board's luggage. Okay, so that's where you're going to see I've done a little tinkering if you've seen the stream that came on prior to this. So again, 700 pounds of fuel, 1,600 pounds of payload. Don't use what's up here in the menu. There is a loader. This little arrow, we'll show it here in a minute. ATC routing is basically PJM direct and will be like a 132, 131 heading. Flight level 3's 1,000 and we'll be at 1,900 on the blades. Okay, weather currently southeast winds 89 degrees. You know, it really hasn't changed much since um, it just doesn't change much. So winds are out of the east at 8 down in St. Bart's. About the same kind of weather to expect. And no mention. There's our troublesome 2,900 foot. Now, granted, we're flying at 1,500 foot in to start this thing, so hopefully this won't become a problem. We'll see. Still not seeing the island, so that kind of makes things a little nervous. All right, well, with that, hang on, and you all are going, huh? Yeah, I'm just not seeing. You can usually see it right about here. That is Saba over here. Well, Saba Airport. I forget the name of the island. So, really kind of nervous what's going on out here. All right, well, we'll give it a shot. All right, now I talked about weight and balance. All right, do it here. And what I've done is once you set your airplane up, you can just click Save Configuration. Every time you come back, put that configuration in. Okay, and that's what we're doing here. I saved it. All right, so what we had before this, we had 1,600 total pounds of payload. That is actually incorrect because in order to do that, all of these people weighed 120 pounds. Okay, if we're flying in the Far East, I could probably buy into that. You might even in the Caribbean, but I don't think so. Um, so, and we got 800 pounds of fuel, and you can see how our CG is. Oxygen's full. I have never seen it down here to click refill. It's, I guess, possible. I've just never seen it. All right, up here on general, this is where you can do a lot of things. You can physically set your parking brakes and your chocks, tie downs, uh, bring out the tug if you want to, reflections. The other big thing is external power. There it is, GPU. You can hook into the GPU and be running it on the ground. Beneficial, especially at night, you can light up the cabin that way instead of off your battery. Never a good thing to run off batteries. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and do our walk around here. So let me hop out. And while I'm walking around, I'm going to show you that what I said you could do from that menu, you can actually do from the outside. But bear with me, we're going to come out the co-pilot side and we'll walk this way. You'll see what I'm up to here in a moment. Okay, once you see the hand, look at that. They all close up. Uh-oh, I think I just screwed it up again. I did. I'll get it in a minute. Actually, I can fix it right here. Weight and balance. You can see what I did here, folks? Yeah. There we go. What you're doing here, folks, you can set the positioning of your seats, making sure I didn't do it anywhere else. I only wish I could zoom on this to see if I did it again or not, because I fear this seat right here is also that way. But anyway, that's how you can fix that, and it happens quite a bit. However, you can get right here, it'll close, it'll close. And then we'll continue around, and all our peeps are on board now. So we'll click, and you guessed it, clicked. Everything's buttoned up. We'll pull the I always wondered. Nope, that would be too easy. And every now and then when you click something wrong in the cockpit, the engine covers open up. All right, so let's hop up again. And I think we're ready for getting this show on the road again. Okay, while that is closing, I'll get the air conditioner running. That's right, open a window, folks. All right, so let's get this going, shall we? Bear with me a second here. All right. Now, I do use checklists, not because it adds the realism. I fly too many aircraft types to keep things sorted. So it really helps with them. All right, so we've got the doors locked. Passenger brief, we've done that. Parking brake is right between the legs. Now, what I like to do is get rid of these. I'm sure the pilots would love this in pre-flight. There's your parking brake pulled. At the same time, I'm going to go ahead, turn our lights up. Also kind of gives me a little bit of a sense, did I remember to bring the sounds on? Okay, there we go. Make sure the rest star will get the ventilation started. This one's always stubborn over here. Okay, and then up top, Very important. I don't know why they did what they did at Thranda, but they did. Make sure you turn this valve on too. If you don't, once that battery switch comes on, you're going to get a lot of red lights and a lot of squeaking on it. So double check that. Okay, running on down, air conditioners off, air radars off, bleed airs off, cabin heat or cabin air mixing set. Okay, emergency power is in normal. That is this one. Throttle or power lever. Propeller. Now, I got hung in a debate a couple days ago, couple weeks maybe, about the propeller and starting. I was always trained in my private pilot training with the Arrow. You always start, that is piston, by the way, in full forward. And I've also seen where most turboprops, aside from a couple, fire up with the props full forward. Well, the debate erupted in this Discord channel. Oh no, you don't do that. You keep those blades feathered, or that aircraft could take off or start moving because parking brakes are so unreliable. Of course, my comment was beaten to the punch by another certified turboprop guy going, well, why aren't your feet on the brakes? So, but anyway, so I don't know the truth to this in this setup here, folks. I'm going to follow the checklist, and that is full forward. And those guys arguing that should really make sure their checklist is in line with what they're saying. That could be a bad day in front of a board. Rudder lock is off, fuel shutoff's on, battery switch. Here we go, folks. Here we go. First off, let me get my altimeter here. Is 1016. Yes, most of the gauges here, folks, pop out. That really helps when you're setting cruise powers and all, and climbs and all of that. So that I really appreciate from Thranda. Okay, battery switch on. And let's do a fire check. And that's what you would keep hearing even with the engine running if you didn't turn that fuel switch on. All right, so to start up, voltmeter looks good. Emergency power lever again's there, propeller's full run, and we get to say the obligatory terms. Clear prop. Fuel boost on. Beacons rotating, and we're ready to start. Now this, 4 years ago, folks, when I came to X-Plane 11, never saw this effect in a flight sim. The blade spinning up like it should. Okay, there's fuel on. Into starter. Get that turned down that much at least. Okay, so let's look at this. Ignition's on fuel condition. Low fuel flow looks good. ITT is good. Starter switch is off. Inverters we don't have. Generator charging light is not on. And we'll go to normal. Standby power on. And avionics 1 and 2. Alright, now you all are going to get the pleasure of me programming the GPS 530 and 430. Let's go ahead, get our squawk box on. And we'll do 2000. pilot altitude set, 3,000. And flight director. Alright. Suction gauge looks good. Heating and ventilation set. Air conditioning coming on. And bleed air. Okay. Last thing to set up here is our GPS. Okay, very simple. As you can see, you can click on them to get them to blow up here a little bit bigger. Actually, I'm going to go up a little higher. Bear with me, I'm going to bring this one in to be my gauge. There we go. Alright, we'll come back to that one. Alright, so what you do is click Flight Plan. Once here, do not click your cursor. Just click over and then click, so you highlight it. Scroll down, looking for your flight. I happen to have saved it. TFFJ, enter. That's close, but actually we're going to fly 180 on departure to a heading. Course 131. I went too far. Go just like that. What we're doing, I'll show you here in a second. So we've got our gauges set. We've got this set. All right, so real quick. Princess Juliana. Sint Maarten VOR is 113 PJM. Currently a radial of 76 from the plane at a half mile. It's like right off near the end of the runway. We're going to fly out. We're going to kind of show this as best we can. 180 intercept, fly it out to our first visual checkpoint, and then proceed inland. Okay. Let's set our radar altimeter real quick. We don't want to turn really any time before 400 feet. Now, we'll set the 430 up. Again, it's exactly the same way. And I use it just for backup. PJM to TFJ. Click Flight Plan again. One click. One small circle. There we go. Now, on the top one, I'm actually going to lower 20 miles. That may be okay. And we'll keep the other one at 30. Alright, so the radios are set. Altimeter is set. We don't have an arm up here like the Caravan does. It's all right here. The radar is useless. Just going to let you know. No matter how much you turn that gain up, no matter how much you turn the radar up, it's blank. Another feature that Thranda has is you can change gauges, move them. That's what you can't. So you gotta go with what you got. Alright, so we're ready to go, folks. Taxi checks are very simple. Brake check, and then check your flight instruments as we're taxiing. So as we turn, the turning bank should turn. The lateral display here on your compass should change as you turn, so should your mag up there. Alright, and then we're going to set flaps 20. Clear our area. We are not going to fly on VATSIM, folks. We have just been having way too much trouble with this approach, and I think it'd be safe if we didn't. Somebody's got to pull the chunks. It's gotten me a few times. Don't go for that second light. I got taken a couple of times by it. So. All right. All right, one of the problems with this plane, and it's actually a real world problem, P factor. What is P factor? It is the blade is spinning, and if you can imagine, you know, the thrust that's going to come up. That's what literally the blade is pulling you down the runway. It's going to spin up, pushing a lot of air back, moving you down. I guess I explained it kind of weird. Yeah, get into position here. Anyway, if you can imagine this blade is spinning, so all of that air is rotating and smashing on that tail, pushing it, so you've got to compensate with rudder. Depending on, and folks, this was a pilot killer in the early days, because you're talking, not on top of that, but you've also got the physical torque that some of these aircraft, the early day airplanes, the P-47 in specifics, P-51 F4Us, put out a gigantic amount of torque in that engine, and that you had to, all of that you had to compensate while dragging your tail. Tail spins, I forget what they call it, ground looping, I think, was a big problem, and they had to, that's where they had to physically learn the mechanics of the plane. Okay, we're going to come up to 5 on the foot-pounds, 500. Okay, 400, my bad. Check the suction on the plane. Suction looks good. Voltage check again. Okay. Now we're going to go to 1750 RPMs. Now we're going to be on the, already are there. That's kind of fun. Okay, well, we'll check it here. Makes it a lot easier. And we're just cycling the prop. Usually you take the engine up this. It's a constant speed prop, folks. All right, we're ready to go. Final checks, trim. Rudder, we may have to use this. Okay, and pitot heats on, and I think we're ready to go, folks. GPS strobes, here we go. Okay, windows closed, brakes release, fuel's high, here we go. Brakes off. Clear for takeoff. make it a little quieter and make our turn. Oh, there's St. Bart's, folks. Now, maybe we're not seeing. What am I? Maybe that's Saba I'm seeing. All right, hang on. Flaps up. Bear with me a second, folks. Heading AP. Oh no, no, no. Nav. Arm. VS. All right. All right, so we're gonna have we're on V-lock, okay. 1300. All right, 1,000 to go. I'm going to go ahead. Set my props, albeit for a very quick run. Maybe that's something I need to think about too. Here comes those clouds up forward. Saba Island right behind. Okay, there we are, leveling off at 3,000. Like I said, we're only going to go about 11 miles. At that point, we're at 125. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead, throttle down to 16. We'll call 1,700. There's no need to speed demon in here. All right, folks, we're on our way. St. Bart's is about 10 miles out. Okay, St. Bart's weather. 10:15. Okay, one thing about the altimeter, it was kind of upsetting me in the beginning. You couldn't get it off this, but if you click there, you can get it to inches and back. All right, we're crossing Grouper, which is our first visual. Well, we're almost there. We're almost to Grouper. Now we turn direct Sugarloaf, and you're going, where and how do you find these? They actually, that little island. Okay, so I'm going to descend to 1,500. Realize, folks, law of gravity in play, so you're going to start speeding up and you need to be slowing down. So start pulling the power back. Current weather broken at 2700. So we're popping out of the, that's about right. We're popping out and we need about a 150. We are coming in really high, I think. So I'm going to take over. And we are going to try to slow up now. Now, some keys that I key on. Right off here and this boat all together help me get in here. And there's the runway right ahead. Okay, now we just got to scoot over. And it seems easier said than done, folks. Okay, I think I've got all my flaps in. Speed management is the name of the game. Now, supposedly, you're not supposed to drop below an imaginary line drawn between these two windsockets. I think he's got them a little high. That's fine. That I still don't see them. And but I've got the runway. But that's how you find this airport. There's the first one right on the edge of the blade there. I don't know where the second one is, and we're going to be just below them. Holy crap. Holy crap. That was probably my best approach ever into here. It'll never happen again, folks. Now, the good thing is down here where you see it kind of wobbly looking, there is a turnaround. I'm going to go ahead and try and do it here. Hang on, I'm still in reverse, I think. Holy mackerel. That was, wow. It only took about 25 to 50 attempts, folks, for me to finally get an approach to look like that. Holy mackerel, we made it. Sound the trumpet, sound the fanfare. Now watch me crash it into the building. Wow, there's what you're coming down, folks. And we'll look at it more in depth when we get in here. All right, so we'll come off here at Charlie, so the next guy theoretically lining up could come in. Okay, flaps up. And we'll get off high RPM here in a minute. All right. We'll take a look. Don't worry, folks. More in depth coming. I'm just wanting to get us out of high RPMs. Okay. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and bring us back off the headset. Beacon, landing lights off. I think, theoretically, I think I'm supposed to go to parking spot 2 or 1, and then they'll funnel in front of that. But since I don't live here or work here, parking spot 1. Okay, we're on the ground. All right, well, that actually worked out, folks. Holy mackerel, I have been really working hard to get that to work. All right, we're in St. Bart's. Let's get this plane shut down. We actually made it. Okay, after landing, flaps up, ice protection off. We can get the pitot heat and all of that off. The landing light. Flaps are retracted. We can turn off our avionics now. You can't turn your GPSs off, unfortunately, but we can do it this way. Okay, low idle and shut down, avionics off, standby power off, light on, fuel pump off, bleed air off, cabin light on, cut off. Okay, everything's done in here. Hang on. Let me throw some chocks in. You can see a slope here. I didn't see them. All right, we're going to go ahead, zoom in. Okay. And you can see I can control them all here, as well as that door, and even our little window. But anyway, there you go, folks. Wow, what a trip that has been. What a journey to get an approach like that. Wow. That will probably never happen again. No, actually, it may happen more now that like I said, you're getting a better feel. Uh, all right. We're kind of parked cockeyed the wrong way. Usually they're a little more pointed to the building, but this is how they come in. Now, whether they're on ground power or not, that I don't know. But you can see 4 spots here, plus a couple behind me, is where they park them. All right, so welcome to St. Bart's, folks. I'm going to get up here in the tower real quick. Actually, I'm going to go above it. All right. So there you have it, folks. You're going to come in. You're going to turn right as that, I think, goes under your nose. That is Sugarloaf. And then you're going to make your way towards the runway. If you're at 1,500 feet and a decent sky, you should... I think there's way too much trees up here, but you should see it. Now, here's what November 8033 Fox, and I hope I'm saying your call right, for YouTube and Twitch. He put this and this in. This may be a little high. This one may actually be right on. But anyway, you're supposed to draw a line here, not to go under it. Well, in the way it's set up, I think you go under it. Okay. To make this hill, you have to go through to get in here. So St. Bart's is one of those, folks, that's, you've got to be all numbers right. So there you have it. I'm just going to kind of swing us around. And there's our little animal. So what I'm going to do, since we actually did this, first off, let me get down to my plane. And let's relook at this. All right. So there's Saba. I'm sorry, correction, Sugarloaf. I'm thinking I needed to be a little further over. That's okay. I made it this time, and we were a little high on top. Stand by for a second, folks. Okay, I just wanted to make sure all tracking devices were turned off. We'll talk through the landing here in a minute. So again, you can see what it's taking. You're coming in. Now, here's the things I see the ship. If this thing ever leaves, I'm screwed. Come in front of the bow. There's your runway right there. You should be coming in like this. But this, I'm going to kind of use a little euphemism. Pointing you over there is your runway. Your windsocks are here and here, but you can't see them with all the trees. I'm doing it intentionally. I'm not speeding up, folks. I want to watch this. And you can see all the ship traffic. Now this will, I hope to God, never move from here. May or may not. may be screwed next time. But again, St. Martin's folks did a really good job here, actually. A lot of great auto-gen buildings and all. Really, really looks good. And pause. According, I would be too high or too low. See how I'm basically just slightly under the line. So technically my glide path or my landing path is low. Look at it. One other view, folks. Not going as far out, trust me. Let's look at it. Right out from the tower. I feel like I'm still too fast. All right, folks. I think we'll call that enough here. That was just a phenomenal, phenomenal run. All right. I hope you all enjoyed. It has been my pleasure. Again, catch us over at Twitch for our live feeds. The information is in the description below. Click more, you'll find it down there. I want to really thank you so much. This now, I feel I could get confident enough to say we could start a little series here, Tour of the Caribbean. Uh, Next up will be just as difficult of an approach, but it's not. It's one in finding it, just like this one, and in two, getting it on the runway. You only have 1,300 feet. It's the shortest commercial airport in the world that commercial airlines fly into, with STOL aircraft, Twin Otters, Caravans, Islanders, and such. So we'll get that one going here soon, folks. But I want to say thank you and God bless. And we'll see you on the next time we take this out. For now, y'all have a great day. We'll see you live on Twitch on our next flight. Again, just click down in the description, click more. May have to do it a second time. Look for Twitch. Catch us over there. You'll see a schedule under about, and we look forward to seeing you. Have a great night.